Okay, you guys, we're live. We're live on the Boss Babe call. This is week 6, February 17th, 2025. And this is our week 6 of the Trailblazer edition Boss Babe call. Can y'all believe that? I mean, we have been doing this for 6 weeks. Had they been good? I just have loved them. They've been so good. So I wanted to just address something real quick to the Mary Kay world. I know a lot of us were disappointed about the bronzers. If you haven't seen it, the bronzers, Mary Kay had to put a hold on the sales of them because some of them came in when it came to the customer's house or to your house as a consultant, they were broken. And I talked to a director today that had called Mary Kay, and they said that, every single bronzer that left Dallas, okay, every single bronzer that left Dallas, it was fine, unbroken. And so I think they have determined it is the shipping. And it's funny, I was on a boxer group and I had someone had a video. She has a ring light and she said, watch this. And it was a video of her, FedEx guy, with two Mary Kay boxes, literally chunking it on her front porch. And she's like, and she watched, because I hope nothing broke. But when that, if like, so I want to tell y'all that for y'all not to, don't lose faith in Mary Kay, because when the shipper chunks your box from 5 feet onto your front porch and it's a powder, sometimes that is going to break. So anyway, they are investigating to see what they can do to make it better. They don't know exactly when they're going to be out, redo. But I think if y'all, I mean, it's going to be a bigger loss to them, I grant you, than our loss for not selling bronzers. They will come back out with them. So be patient. And if you happen to call Mary Kay about it, they do need to know, and they will make it right for you. But be kind, when you call Mary Kay, those little customer service people, they didn't break your bronzers, So anyway, we're all disappointed because we love the bronzers. And I was telling a consultant, if you've been in a little bit, you may have some bronzers from like last season. You might get those out. You may try the latte and the other one. What is it called, y'all? The latte and look, I got it right here. And the cocoa.
Coco. Yeah.
Yep. So you may just try those, maybe do a little special on those. But we'll just and put a little bit of highlighter in there to give it some sparkle. So we can figure it out, right? We can figure it out. But I just wanted to kind of tell you that on Mary Kay's end, they were all unbroken when they left. And so just so you know, but they're going to make it right. And we still got lots of sunscreens and gel, after sun gels and towels to sell, don't we? and those eyebrow kits and the Great Heights mascara. So just wanted to say something about that. Okay, so I want y'all to look in your books, and if you did your totals for the week, put them in the chat, how many points you have for last week. And then we're going to go ahead and start with our Bible verse, and then we're going to play our video. And it's a friend of mine. She's amazing. It's NSD Bridget Shaw. She's from South Carolina, and you're going to love her. I love her. I'm telling you. She's amazing. Okay, the Bible verse we're going to do for the 6 weeks is, hang on. Okay, it's Psalms 37:5. It's the Passion Translation. It says, give God the right to direct your life, and as you trust him along the way, you'll find he pulled it off perfectly. That's a great version for that, isn't it? Psalms 37:5. All right. Okay, we're going to go right in and thank y'all for putting your points. I'm going to come back and read them all when we get done. So this is just a 10-minute one, so you can get your book out. There's a place to take notes. If you're a new consultant and you're like, I don't even know what book she's talking about, that's okay. Just get a little pad and make some notes. And then what we do is after we play the video, we're going to say what stood out to us. And this is a Trailblazer edition. So how is she a Trailblazer and what inspired you about what she said? Okay, so here we go. Share my little screen. And let me just make sure this is going to be Miss Bridget when I hit play. And it is. Good. Okay. I don't think that's it. Let me stop this share a minute. It doesn't appear that, did y'all see Bridget on there when I did that? There she is. Now I got it. Okay, y'all give me a thumbs up once I start playing.
Hey, everybody. Hi. Oh, wow. I am so excited to be with you. My name is Bridget Shaw, National Sales Director. And when I got the call from Karen to be one of the speakers for Boss Babes 2025 and Blazing the Trail edition, of course I said yes, because this program has just been so valuable for so many people. And so, yes, again, Karen, thank you for putting out and producing this amazing program. So, you guys, let me tell you, when I started my Mary Kay business, I was in my 20s. My husband and I were both finishing up degrees. I was finishing my accounting degree. He was in seminary. We were both working full-time jobs. We had a 1-year-old. And so we had to figure out how to make a lot of things work. I met National Sales Director Emeritus Kathy Halou while I was on vacation. And I was in the midst of trying to figure out life. I wanted more. I wanted more money. I wanted flexibility and friends, all the things that Mary Kay had to offer. I just didn't know anything about Mary Kay. And so when she approached me, it was almost like a fast no, but I'm so grateful that my husband was there and nudged me and said, you should try this business because it has become very much a family business. And so I will tell you that when I came home to start my business, I found that there was a little hiccup for me. And this was my blazing of the trail, you guys. My hiccup was that I worked from 3 until 11 because I went to school in the morning. And my husband worked midnight because he went to school in the morning so that someone would be there with Kayla after, I guess it was aftercare, daycare, something, I don't know. But anyway, and so our schedules were not traditional. And at that time, everything that was done for training and for recognition, all the things that were in place to build a business, those things happened while I was at work. And so we had to create a way for me to stay connected. And it really came down to sheer will and desire. I'm so grateful that my recruiter was able to paint a vision of what Mary Kay would do for my family. I'm so grateful that my adoptive sales director, Agnes Stewart at the time, taught me how to create an anchor and hold on. And what I mean by that is, I created a desire and a goal board of what it was I wanted from my Mary Kay business. And I so wanted to be able to work full time and to bring home an executive income. And so the visualization of that anchor was that whenever things didn't feel like they were going the way I wanted them to go, I was anchored. And then the vision part of what Mary Kay had to offer, my recruiter, her lifestyle, her beliefs were aligned with mine. God first, family second, career third, just like Mary Kay, the business, opportunity, the model. And so all of those things created a very strong desire for me. So what I'm saying is, as you're blazing the trail for your business, you got to figure out what it is that you really, really, really want. And that way you become unshakable, right? Because when you're building a business, you're going to have unexpected things that will come up. And that is when you need an anchor. And so for me, in blazing this trail of figuring out how to work my business and stay connected, even though I was unable to go to events, I had to find different ways. And so I had to find a way to stay plugged into my leader. So you can imagine there were a lot of phone calls, there were a lot of emails going out. And whenever I held an appointment, I would call her after the appointment, tell her the things that I loved, tell her the things that I wanted to change. We do a little quick tweak, and I'd go back out in the field again and work. And so really, I had to figure out how to stay connected, even though I wasn't going to the success meeting. I listened to a lot of CDs and tapes. Oh my gosh, I'm aging myself, but you guys know what I mean. I listened to a lot of training segments from people who were where I wanted to be. Anytime the company offers an opportunity for you to be in front of people who are really blazing the trail with their businesses, that is what I mean when I say plug in to your leader and those who are where you want to be. Next, I had to create a tight schedule because I was in school, so I had to study. I had time with my child. I was working full time. And so a tight schedule for me was if I was going to go to a success meeting, I had that time blocked out. And, if I was going to hold a class or a party, I had that time blocked out. And when there was Bible study, I had that time blocked out, right? So my schedule was tight. When I said I was going to do something, I was doing it. If I had a party that canceled, I would then do customer care calls or a sellathon. I used to call it a sellathon. So in that hour time that I would have been doing a party, I would instead do a sellathon and do customer care calls or selling games with my customers. But if it was a time for me to work, I was going to work. If it was a time for me to play, I was going to play with no regrets because my schedule was always so tight. I always stayed organized. That's my next point. Stay organized. Let me tell you, one of my girlfriends would always say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right?
Mhm.
And so I always had my trays. This sounds really small, but it was such a big deal for someone who had such a busy schedule. But I always had my trays ready to go. I always had my starter kit cleaned and ready to go. When I came home from one party, I took the time to set it up for the next party. And so when it was time to go, I didn't have to get it ready. I could just pick it up and leave. I kept my products organized. Now listen, I'm not telling you that you need to spend hours organizing product because as quick as I was organizing it, it was leaving my shelf as well. But I kept things organized. I kept things in place. If someone wanted to stop by, there was a visual that they could see all the products that I have. And it was a lot of times that I would upsell. So it was just a matter of me staying organized and ready at all times. And then I was very disciplined. I kind of touched on that already. Sometimes I worked 2 hours a week, and then I was eventually able to move it up to 4 hours a week. And eventually I got up to probably as much as 15 hours a week, working my business very, very part time. And so when I say you have to be disciplined with your time, that's what I mean, you guys. Blazing the trail in a business when you've never seen another person in your family be an entrepreneur, when you're not really able to be in the same city as your recruiter. Discipline with your time is crucial because we can get inside of our heads and we can start to be resentful of the time that we're spending building our businesses. Or when we're having playtime or free time with our family, we're worried about what we should be doing in our businesses. And that's not how it works. And so the discipline for me was really strict. I say strict, but not, it was in a weekly plan sheet. It was always listed. My family knew what I was going to be doing, when I was going to be doing it. And that way, we could organize our life around, my schedule of school, work, building a Mary Kay business. It was all in one place so that we could organize and be disciplined with it. And it passed on to my children. They were able to create that same kind of discipline and tight schedule for their lives in school and sports and things like that. And then that just trickles right on down to what I was going to share next. Include your family in everything. Everything. My kids were able to help me put labels on the back of my products. They were able to help me bag the products. They knew that, we were working towards a fabulous trip for the family, or we were working on a new electronic gig device for the family. So they always felt like they were connected. But in that process of helping the family to build our Mary Kay business, they got a lot of skill sets that they're able to use today. So when I think about blazing a trail for you as a beauty consultant, it is really going to be whatever you have to do that is different, that looks different from the way it's being laid out. Right now, it might be the fun of being able to work your business and do it in person, and at the same time have someone else that's watching and they're virtual. I love working that way. I used to take a facial with me to a party. Now I can do a party in someone's home and then set it up where I have someone else that is watching virtually and building. Just being able to create different ways And as you do that in selling the product, people who are watching you are also going to start to think, wow, this is going to be something that I can create and put into my life, and I can work this differently for me. So not only are you going to be selling product and building customers, but by blazing this trail of doing things differently, the way that it fits your family, you're also going to be able to teach another woman how to build a business for her family. Okay? So I'm just telling you, be a boss babe, be a bad chick, blaze a trail, and do it the way you need to do it to have an incredible Mary Kay journey.
Okay, you guys, wasn't that good? I love it. Okay, so let's hear some feedback on something that you got out of what she said. And I'm going to go first because this is so important, you guys. Okay, if you don't have to raise your hand, but if you have not held a party in a minute, okay, in a minute, or you hadn't held a facial, I want you, this is a challenge for every single person on here. I want you tonight, because we're going to get off here in just a few minutes, to go get your kit out, take everything out of it. Just take it all out. There's probably books from 4 years ago in there. Take it out, put new books, new receipts, your profile cards, some ink pens, look at your mirrors and see if they need to get a little Windexed. And, check your foundations, what you got in there. Or do they look like they're, like this? And then you get to the party. This is my own personal. You get to the party and you go, yes, you're light to, oh, how about instead of light to medium, let's try you on some medium to deep. No, I mean, like, you want to make sure you've got what you need in there. This has happened to me before. Can you tell you? Because y'all, on these CC creams, when the squirt is done, it's over. I mean, like, you can't get anything else out of there. But like, go ahead and get it as if you have a party tomorrow night. Okay. And it's funny because I have a party coming up and I thought, I'm going to do this myself tonight when I get off the thing. I'm going to go ahead and get my party stuff ready. And I use mine out of a roll-up bag. Like, I have my skincare sets and all my stuff in the roll-up bag, and that's what I use to do it. And I have a little roll-in tote that I put my roll-ups bag in there. And so anyway, however you do it, get in there and have it ready so that if you had a surprise party tomorrow and someone said, hey, I know it's last minute, but I got 6 sharp women and they're all executives and they all have unlimited income. Can you come do a party for me? You wouldn't go into full-blown panic and have to take a pill. Okay? You would be like, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. It's no problem. Okay. So that is what stood out to me about what she said tonight about being prepared. And that's my thing. So who else has something? Okay, Judy, unmute. Sister?
Okay. Okay, I heard her say several times the word create. So she created this business. She was doing something else and she wanted something else and she had to figure it out how to create. So that made her a trailblazer. And was she on vacation when she met? Did she say who'd she
Yeah,
say?
she was on vacation when she met Kathy Halou. Mhm.
I mean, and be prepared. I mean, how many times have we all gone out and not had our cards or I'm on, yeah, just all the things. But we have to create whatever it is that we want. We need to know what we want and create it.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, who else?
Hey, Cleta,
Okay.
I thought what she said about deciding what you really want. So when things get crazy, you will be unshakable. You won't get thrown to the left or right. I thought that was so good.
So good. Thank you. Okay, Angela?
All right. A couple things I thought about. I love how she talked about the tight schedule and the intentionality of blocking things out and including her family, and they really followed that. And then I liked her flexibility of even if a party did not happen like she had planned on and they canceled, how she would turn that around and use it as an opportunity because she had already blocked out the time and did the selling games and customer care. So
Yeah.
great use of time.
Yeah. Instead of saying, hey, I ain't gonna work, turn on the Hallmark channel. Right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, who else? Latrice?
Still can't find my
I
little
see your
hanky.
hand. That's okay.
No, she did not wait. Like she did not go to the in-person things, but she was disciplined to do the virtual, do whatever it took, and to make it happen. Like Judy said, she created a way, and then she never wavered. Like Selah was talking about, she was so anchored to her decision that she wanted to make this business work because she wanted it to work for her family, the flexibility, and also the executive income.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Deborah Teep, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I love too where she said, you know, do whatever you have to do, even if it's not the way that it's been laid out, but do, and like what she was just saying too about she was doing it virtually versus virtual and then in person, but I just love how she was like, I guess basically saying, be flexible. What you got to do, what you have to do to make it work.
I love it. Okay, Maureen? And then
Tight
Deborah.
schedule, tight schedule. She talked about a tight schedule. I think I hear that all the time because it's something that I need to work on all the time. So I feel like that's what we hear. So no regrets. She has no regrets. So when it's time to play with the family, she got no regrets. So I liked how she went from 2 hours to 15 hours. Like she could see it because she had the systems. So I heard that weekly plan sheet. I heard.
Very good. Okay, Deborah Barrett.
Staying along with what they said and Latrice said, and also staying organized and in touch and listen to the training for those who are above or where you want to be. You know what you got to do, and so we need to listen and do it.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Staying organized. I get sidetracked so easy with 5 daughters. So
yeah, I can imagine. All right, Gail.
Oh, I'm unmuted. I like the fact that she said that she included her family because when I joined Mary Kay, I didn't have a family. And the reason I joined Mary Kay to be a stay-at-home mom. So they were always part of the game at some level, some way. And I used to let them when they were riding bicycles and my customers were nearby. I'd say, if you go deliver this, you get to keep the profit. Oh my gosh, that was the best paycheck in the world for them. The reward was always handsome. And I said, you know what? You will always find a job that pays you very well because you do your work very well.
Good. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Who else has something that stood out?
I'm sorry.
Hey, Beverly. Hey, girl.
Yes. Listen, I jumped on at the end because I was leaving a neighborhood meeting. But what I love about what I did here, and because I know National Bridget, is that success is a planned event. And, she's a pastor's wife in addition to being a national and all of those hats that she's wearing, and a mom and all of those. And I'm a pastor's wife. And so, I was just leaving a meeting where people were frustrated because we didn't get a quorum. It's a once a year meeting. And I thought about what Bridget was saying, in the midst of busyness, life is going to happen. But because success is a planned event, everything is going to happen. Because in your mind, it's a planned event. And so whatever it takes, whether it's those trades, and that was so funny, she was talking about those trades. I was thinking, oh, Lord, I need to go check what I need to replace with the new and all of that. So this has been great. So
good. Thank you, Beverly. I'm glad you were able to hop on here. Okay. And then Connie Bush, I saw you type something in there. You want to mention that?
Okay, well, two things. First of all, I too really liked what she brought up about when a party cancels. I mean, how easy is it to go, oh, my party canceled, let's go watch Harmony. And instead, actually turning it into a sell-a-thon. I love that. Or dialing for dollars is something we used to call it.
Yeah,
dialing for dollars. So, that's always a fun thing to do. And it brings you in, it makes you productive use of your time, first of all, because you've already got it blocked off in your schedule. And then it's just bringing you in extra income for that. And what I've typed in was at the end of the year, we all are like keeping all of our tax receipt things. So at the end of the year, I always do go through my bag and see what I'm running low on. And then typically what I do is I will pull stuff out of my demo bag for me to use. And then I'll put the new in, and that way it's business use that I can take off on my income taxes. So I refill my bag usually the last week of December for that purpose. But then, all year long, I do that though, too. When I need something, I just pull it out of my demo bag for me. And then I put a new one in for business use.
Okay, Stephanie DeMar. I see your hand.
Yeah, that's so fun that we know how to do that now. Thank you. How she said to stay connected with your mentors and, just like this group, it's accountability. And maybe you have a lot going on and it would be way easy to be like, oh, next week. You just get on because it will propel you in so many ways. Your business, your life, the organization leads into everything. I'll never forget when I went down to your place, however many years ago, when Linda Tupin was there, and she said, anybody can come into my house and I can tell you where my scissors are, where my tape is, all those things. And like that made such an impact. It seems so simple, but even for you to be like, okay, I know right where to get that, or you could tell somebody. So that goes with the organization, but just staying connected makes such a difference. And it's friendship. It's just everything, not just your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Hey, I want to give a little shout out to some of these point keepers. Thank y'all for putting your points in here. Okay. So here we go. Lydia has 50 points. Y'all give her, where's my, whoop, Lydia, 50 points right here. Okay. Deborah Barrett, 60 points right here. Eileen, 100 points. Good job, sister. Angela, 100 points. Way to go. Way to go. So thank y'all for doing that. And, one of the things that I was on at the Dream Big Atlanta conference this weekend, and they were talking about being organized and being disciplined and all this. And I was thinking about this as she was talking tonight. I thought, now there's a lot of things that all of us that are on here tonight, that we are very disciplined. And you know what? We are disciplined that we get on these calls. Like my mother, I help her, but she knows that I get on these calls. She goes, you got your meeting tonight. She knows I have my meeting. And that is something that is blocked out. I don't plan a birthday party for somebody on Monday night. I don't plan like that. I work on Monday nights, right? I also have something Wednesday night after church that I get on and I do what's in the bag, and then Thursday night, sometimes I do a little career coffee chat. So the things that I have set, it is how does she call it? A tight schedule, but she blocks out that time for that. So if all of us, and I'm saying to myself, had a time, I say be rigid, be flexible, but be rigid. Let's say you need a better schedule for yourself instead of just seeing when other people could do it. And maybe it's every single Thursday night, I'm going to have a party. Okay. Like every single Thursday night. And so every week you've got to book that party for Thursday night. Now, when I started, it was three parties a week. So I did Tuesday, Thursday, and a Saturday. And then I had my meeting on Monday as a beauty consultant. And so I just knew that's when I was going to be doing my bookings. Be flexible. So if someone wants to do it on a different night or a morning or whatever, you do it to your schedule. Of course you can do it. But if you knew that's your night and your family knew, or day, whatever, then they work around it. They go, oh, you do your parties on Thursday nights, or oh, Saturday mornings, you do a party at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Do y'all know what I'm saying? So I say that to myself, and I'm saying maybe some of y'all need to hear it too, that to block out those times to work, because if not, your day gets away with you, doesn't it? And you're like, what happened? So I do the 6 most important things at night. That probably the thing that saves me is the stuff I know I need to get done, whether it's a reorder, put this in the mail to this girl, call this girl about this, book something with this, follow up. That really helps me, because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when you get up, you're like, I really can't think of nothing I had to do today. Wrong. There's things to do, but you can't think. So at night when you think, put them down on somewhere. And I just put them in my notes on my phone, which I can also pull up on my computer. And it just says to do 217. What are the things I have to do? And once I start writing them, there's a bunch that comes to my mind. I don't always get everything done, but I sure don't miss things. Like when I don't write it down, I miss things. I don't know about y'all, right? The 6 most important things. For sure. Getting back to it. Okay. That's what we got tonight, you guys. So we're going to let y'all have it. We're going to get off right now. Y'all go clean that starter kit, if not tonight, in the morning, so that if any time someone says, and this is what happens, when you clean it, you're going to want to use it. it's just like getting out a new Bible. You want to read it, right? I mean, you just want to go get it and you're going to and say, look, my kid is ready. I'm ready to go. And then you're not stressed out about a party. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up every
Thank you,
single week.
Cleta.
And I will see y'all next week on the Boss Babe call, as she called it. She called it a boss babe, or what she also called a bad chick. Yeah. Either way, we like them all. All right. Thanks, you guys. And we'll see you
Thanks,
later.
Cleta.